Well, hello there, garden friends, garden gurus. We're doing a series here, hashtag Garden Gurus. If you want to join, go ahead. We're just showing what herbs we're growing. So the idea here is just show what herbs you're growing, why you're growing them. I can tell you for us, our garden starts with herbs because of the kitchen. That's why we grow herbs for cooking. Good return on your money too. Herbs are fairly expensive compared to a lot of other stuff we grow in the backyard. Of course, fresh is best. Yep. And then stuff like garlic, onion, pepper, we think kitchen when we're growing stuff. So let's see what we have. Now this is herbs. If you're gonna join in, just hashtag Garden Gurus, hashtag your club if you have one, and then whatever you want for the third one, hashtag herbs, whatever. But yeah, feel free to do it. Little series here for the Garden Gurus. Tell a friend. Let's see what we got going on, y'all. Now, here we go. That's a rosemary. That's a 3-year-old rosemary. That was actually transplanted from another spot in our backyard garden. Can you transplant rosemary? Yes. There's your proof. And this is a 5-gallon. There's 3 rosemaries in there. Propagated those myself. Their mother was 3 years old, so those are 4-year-old, I guess. And can you do that and put them in a bucket? Yep, there's your proof. And then down here in this little herb section, that's French tarragon. We'll be using that for fish and poultry, I assume. But you gotta have rosemary. In our opinion, you got to have rosemary. All right, now the container garden here, we've got a lot of herbs in here. That's why we moved it up here. There's some marjoram, 2 of that, some watercress. I'm trying to grow from seeds, not really hitting. But yeah, we're growing the marjoram. It's kind of a substitute for oregano, which we will talk about later in the video. This isn't an herb, that's a pepper. That's a super chili, little dude, so you pop them off and you get some heat if you're making a stew or soup or whatever. This is English thyme, which was transplanted from the ground into the container. Can you do that? Yes, there's your proof. This is actually common garden sage that we went ahead and let go to flower. You can still use the leaves, of course, but we have some more sage coming, and that's prolific. And again, that was transplanted from the ground into a 5-gallon container, and there's your proof. You can do that. Over here, that's a sweetener, that's stevia. It's not coming in too well, but we're trying. Down here, that is cress that's come in. Hopefully it'll get rolling a little better. And then, you gotta have some parsley. We got a lot of parsley running, and that's one in the container there. It's Italian flat leaf. This is a little experiment, or just checking something out, I guess you'd say. That's a red Reuben basil. Bought that as a plant from Blue Ridge Grown, I've never heard of. Looked kind of cool. I thought, we'll give that one a shot. And this is our mint alley. Now that is a peppermint in a pot, but that's just so that it's handy. I'll show you some mint later, our mint stand. This is chocolate mint in a pot that was sent to us by the Big Blue House Homestead. And this is lemon balm in a 5-gallon. That again was transplanted from the ground into this container. And it actually went down hard in the freeze earlier this spring, late winter. Well, no, it was spring. And I just cut it back to nothing, and it came back easy peasy. And then last over here for the herbs, true herbs, and a spice eventually, I hope, that's cilantro. Grown from seed, Johnny seeds. It's not looking fantastic, but it's green, so should be okay. So here we go. There's some oregano. That's a plant that I purchased. Same company, I believe, Blue Ridge Grown, and that's Greek oregano, and it's a perennial, so this is a long-term plan here to allow that to get established there and keep it there for as many years as possible. Of course, I'm sure you know how to use oregano. That's dill, something else good for some poultry and fish. I'm using it as a companion plant right now, and when it starts to mature, I'm going to pull it, because mature dill is not good with tomatoes. There's a video about this. I'll link it here, I guess. Alrighty, right there, some flat leaf Italian parsley. Actually, there's two. Great companion plants for tomatoes. Again, go check that video out. But this is where we're going to stand this. These are biennials, so they will come back next year and go to seed. Over there is a basil, and it has a sister behind this tomato plant. Again, it's for companion purposes, and that's a Lydia basil, and we will be using that in the kitchen. And as we come down here, that is a tricolor sage. Hope that stays there quite a while. Another perennial. And that's another Lydia basil tucked in right there. And then on the other side of the bricks, you see thyme. That is a lemon thyme, and it was moved, and it's done just fine on the transplant and spread even further. I like that there. And then I'll have to get up. Tucked in over here is a Bergamot sage, which I'm considering to be a common sage. And we'll let that hang there for a few years as well. Isn't that lemon thyme just, wow, that's looking really good. All right, if you look at this, what you see is lemon balm. Another transplant, ground to ground. Actually didn't even dig a hole. That's a little ditch. I just set the root ball in the ditch to see what would happen, and that's what happened. Partial shade to boot, or partial sun, depending on how you define it. But yeah, plenty of that. So here we are in the front of the house, actually. This is peppermint. Started as 3 plants, and that's about a little over 2 foot wide. And it runs 4 foot, I guess. There's some trash I need to take out of there, some bushes coming up and whatnot. But just a little tip, you can see there's a concrete border on this side. That is an azalea. It's not going to spread under there because it's not getting the sun. And then up there is the edge of the lawn, and we just kind of keep it back with the weed eater. And there you go. So yeah, if you're going to get into mints, make sure you put it somewhere where you don't want it to take over, because there it is. That's 3 plants that have done all that. It goes all the way up in the gap. Again, there's some trash in there I need to take out. You can see it's come up. There's little bitty crevices in this step, these brick steps. Spread, spread, spread. Yeah, I make a lot of my morning teas out of this stuff. Mimosas, you know. So yeah, that's what we have going on. Again, the main purpose is using herbs in the kitchen. We do a lot of smoking and a lot of cool recipes in the kitchen. So everything we've got in, we will use, even though some of it's for companion planting. So drop your stuff down there. What do you have growing? Why are you growing it? What's the purpose? You know, it's not a competition, just a series. Just put in hashtag Gardengurus, hashtag your club if you're in a club, and then whatever, hashtag herbs, whatever you want to do, if you want to do it. Y'all have a blessed weekend. 3, 2, 1. Peace, y'all.